Just sharing a single URL this time, and it's not a Lombic one, but a city of Santa Monica one. And the reason for that is because while I developed this module, this is actually the cities, so the municipal government of the city of Santa Monica, and it's about an orchard module for Bynder. You may ask what Bynder is, and I did the same thing the first time we talked about this with them. Bynder, they call it a digital asset management platform. It's pretty much a media gallery for companies, bigger companies or governments, and used mostly by marketing people. So pretty much you can upload images and else into Bynder that then everybody from marketing will access and use when publishing materials, whether it's print, it's somewhere else on the web, or on an Orchard website. And while Sebastian appears to be disappointed in the chat, nevertheless, I think it's a cool module, and it's a generic one. So the city agreed to make it into a module that can be open sourced, which we just did. This module adds pretty much a media picker field, but for Bynder into the Orchard admin. So let's see it in action. I'm now using the Santa Monica website solution as an example, but set up with the blog recipe. There will be a Bynder feature, of course, that you will need to enable. And once you do that, you will be able to add a Bynder field, which I actually did for blog post. So here it is. It's a field like any other field, so you can add more of these, of course. I just called it Bynder, but that can be different as well, naturally. And it also has support for the required all the multiple configurations, as well as a hint. So all the usual stuff. And if we go to a blog post, we'll see that now we have this Browse Bynder button here. If you open it, it will open this dialog that is provided by the Bynder SDK, where you see all the assets under the specific collection, under the collection of the specific company, which in the case of Santa Monica are a lot of pictures of, you may have guessed it, Santa Monica. So let's select a couple of these. The field is currently configured for allowing multiple of these pictures. So we'll be able to select them. You can also, the UX here is quite similar to what the media library provides. It's a bit simpler since you don't need to be able to upload such assets from here or change anything in them. You just have to, or just are able to select these assets from the existing collection. But at least you can reorder them, and you can also remove a picture like this one. Now, if we publish this, on the front end, we get some basic built-in behavior. The first picture from the field will be displayed in the summary view. So we are now looking at the in detail view. Now we are looking at the detail of the blog post, and the same first picture will also be displayed in summary view, but a smaller version of it. So one of the things Bynder provides is multiple sizes and multiple formats of the image. So if you upload it, you will get smaller ones, bigger ones, and here we load one of the smaller ones and in detail one of the bigger ones. The URLs for all of these variations, I think it's called derivatives or something like that in Bynder, are accessible. All of them are stored, and you can access them. And pretty much that's it. It's just more of the same. You can select more pictures, reorder them, change them, remove them, add more fields, etc., etc. So why should be better than Bynder, Sebastian?
I mean, what's limiting you from building Bynder in Orchard?
Nothing.
So easy.
The unfortunate reality is that Bynder is already used.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
it's not
time,
unfortunate.
money, everything. I bought a house which was already built. I could have built it myself, right?
With Orchard.
Maybe one day, who knows? Who had the worst idea ever to place the delete icon here in the middle of the count?
Well,
what an odd location for an icon.
I have to admit that was.
Look at that! It's even like the text goes around the icon. Like what?
Yes, that's deliberate. You don't like it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super picky, right? That's the only thing I have to say about it. So that's good. Awesome. That's a great thing. I didn't know Bynder. Who knew Bynder, actually? Santa Monica and?
What does the field actually look like, Zoltan? Is it
state?
Does it take a GUID of the binder? What is it? What does the shape of it actually look like?
The shape. That's such a bad word.
The shape?
No, the state. What's the class? What is?
Yeah. As mentioned, we are storing references to these Bynder derivatives, and how it looks like is, well, we are storing such Bynder resource objects with Bynder resource derivative, which is pretty much a name for the given variation and the corresponding URL. So all of these are directly loaded from the Bynder CDN because this is what we actually want to do when using Bynder apparently. And the rest of the basic details are also coming from Bynder, like it can have a name and a description.
Not sure it's a good idea, or the best one at least. That's weird, because here you are taking a snapshot of all the state at the moment of setting.
Yep, and that's deliberate. We discussed this with Bynder, and these URLs should never change. The asset themselves can't really change, I think, either. So we really want to hook this selection to one specific asset in Bynder.
Yeah, but the derivative, I'm talking about the derivatives here, because they can change, right? There can be new ones, some can be removed.
Well, probably if Bynder improves, if you mean that, yes. But I would think that that's a pretty low chance because there are.
So when you render, then there is no call to Bynder. That's fine. So it's okay. And if the description is updated on Bynder, you have to publish again the content item.
That was
okay. That's a deliberate choice.
Yeah, that's what the customer wanted here as well. This matches the use case.
Okay, I believe that could be an option later to say on the field level, to say to automatically retrieve, well, automatically to be lazy when it gets description. So there is a call to the API every time you render an image, and that's the cost to pay, the price to pay if you want to have always updated data. Could be an option.
And,
okay.
And that's a good idea. I'm not sure whether it would be necessary in this case, but perhaps yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And if users or devs don't want to pay the cost for each rendering, then they can manage the cache when they render the image, the page at least. So they don't, it doesn't invoke, like we do a database query to load a content item, they could wrap everything in the cache to say, no, I don't want to query the image again, I will just render the same HTML, so to the same URL, to the same description and everything. So this way you can manage when the API call is done. Okay. How do you configure the field? Do you need a API key?
Yes, we went with a simple solution, which is via the configuration providers, so something like app settings. This is something that can change between environments. So you're having that look like a good option. We could also have a site setting that you can override with such app settings, but right now it's just app settings.
Good. Awesome. So now I have a related question, which is, how do we advertise those packages? Because we don't have we should have a link to NuGet.org with a custom tag, so people can filter that. Because we can have custom tags in NuGet.org, but that's just NuGet.org. Some of these packages are not on NuGet. Like if I look at the HPlay packages, I think they are on NuGet. Is this one on NuGet.org or just GitHub?
Not yet. This is just on GitHub.
So if they are on NuGet.org, then we should agree on which tags. There are already some tags that people reuse, but we should agree on the tags and then have a link on our website so people can find them, discover them. Will be interesting. Or maybe we need to ask Dave Glick, who owns Discover.net, to have a custom section with Orchard modules, so they can point to the GitHub and also NuGet and list them. Might be also interesting. The same way there is Show Orchard, there will be Discover.net, and you can discover Orchard modules. Awesome. Thank you very much.